it's got to set a reminder, so now we got to wait. Okay, going live at 12. Oh, it's showing it's on. Okay, how y'all doing? We're going to go ahead and we're going to paint some of our skates. I got the new foil in. This is the silver. So we're going to go ahead and do the blades, and then I'm going to show you how to distress this part of it. And for those of you that watched the other night, we went ahead and we decorated this and put it together. It comes with the rope. You get the base, you get the bar, and you get 2 skates with it. Okay? Now, these were the skates that I had attached to it, and we did 2 different colors. We did white, and then we also did the leopard print. Now, for a customer the other day, I went ahead and I glittered her skates. So, there's several ways you can do it, but we're just going to stick with the traditional way today. Hey, welcome. Thanks for hopping on. Alright, so I'm going to cut a piece of this off. I hope I have the right width, because this is sticky on both sides. I already went ahead and I added the foil adhesive, and I will also add a link in the comments on where to get this. There. Because it's sticky, I don't want it like sticking to my table, so that's why I'm putting both sides on at once here. There we go. All you need is a little scrub brush. Now what I did ahead of time, I painted the base gray. You want to paint it as close to the color of foil that you're using. Oh yeah, this is going to look awesome. You can always go back and fill in the spots. Just a little nail brush. I cleaned my room yesterday, so I found a lot of stuff I haven't been able to find in a while. Yeah. And don't throw away your leftover foil, because you never know when it's going to come in handy. I'm filling in the spots that it didn't adhere to. So we get total coverage. Now there's 1 or 2 spots it didn't adhere to, so I'm going to just go back and I'm going to dab it afterwards with some foil adhesive, and then go ahead and do the same process again. You have to let it dry at least an hour. Who we got watching? Tell me where you're watching from. Oh, I know what happened. I got a piece of glitter on here. There we go. And it was sticking above the foil. So I may have to go back and redo that. Yep, that's what happened. We got some pieces of glitter on it. So now I'll have to go back and add some more foil adhesive. That glitter gets everywhere, doesn't it? There. Yep, so I have to go back and redo it. Let's see if there's any underneath. Probably isn't, because the glitter stuck to it. Really need a clean surface, I guess, when you're doing this. If you want everything to adhere. Yep. It's all over. Alright, I have a few little spots that I have to go back and redo, but this is with the gray paint underneath and then the foil adhesive on top. Gives it a real look of an ice skate. Let's see if we got, we do, we have enough on this that we could put it on that side. There we go. I didn't want to put it down. See if we have enough to do this side. Almost enough. There we go. Push it down. I don't feel any glitter on this one. This is pretty much for the ones that are buying it unpainted. I'm just showing you how I do the skates. Look at that. Oh my gosh. That looks like a pair of ice skates. There we go. And let's do the other side. You can use scrapbook paper on this with Mod Podge. You could paint them any color. You could glitter them. There's a lot you can do to decorate these. There's another piece of glitter. Have to work on that. When I'm done, I'll go ahead and put the link to the artistic painting studio where you can get this. And then when you're done, you would coat it with the final coat. This just protects it from the weather and the elements. It just puts a real nice sealer on top, and that only takes like 5 minutes to dry, and you don't really need a lot. So when I'm all done with this and it's all painted and such, then I will coat it with that. So there's the first thing we do. Now see, you can see where it's rubbed off. But see, I still have pieces that it's on, so I've saved mine. You never know when you're going to need just a little bit. Alright, so what we're going to do next, I'm going to try and find my pencil. There we go. Yes. Now, I showed you how I went ahead and I painted this gray. Now I'm going to outline where I want to paint it with the black. Do right there. Alright, and then I'm also going to go under here and paint it black because that's the underside. I just like to leave a thin layer of the black on here, and then I take it around to the front there and the back there. So I have a line to stay within. Now I use these are painter's markers. You can get these at Walmart, or Pasco is a really good brand. They're a little more expensive, but they really hold up well. Posca, P-O-S-C-A. I lost the lid to my black one, so this one's from Walmart. Yikes. Now where's the tip? I lost the tip. And I don't think there's any way of getting it out. Oh well, we won't be showing you that then, because I don't have another one. Shoot. That's what I use. Well, let's try a regular marker and see if we can do the same with that. Yep, this is a permanent marker. So I'm just going to follow my line. And then I'm going to go across here. I like to make my lines and then I stay in the line. There we go. So see, you don't have to be a painter to do this. And then we go under here. I would make sure it's a permanent marker and not one that's water soluble. You guys see okay? There, I'll get you in a little closer so you can see when I make a boo-boo. Everybody having a good day today? Where are you watching from? Now usually when I'm done I will coat this with a matte finish, so it really protects it. This is just a regular Sharpie. There we go. This one's actually being shipped tomorrow. Okay, so that's done. Easy peasy. All right, now I wouldn't do it with the white because that's a lot of surface to cover. So we're just going to hit it with some white acrylic paint. Let's move those out of the way. Now I like to use these. These are flat. They're easy for doing a line. So you need to load up your brush. And then if you just start like this and go alongside of that line that you made for the black, you should be able then, after that, to continue and have a nice straight line. See? If I have too much on my brush, I unload it and then I start again. And usually what I do when I'm done, I have these skewers from the Dollar Tree. And what I'll do is I'll go back in and just kind of wipe out the excess paint that's in there. That way when I add my laces, I don't have all this dry paint gooked up in there. And this will probably take 2 coats. Kind of wanted to get this video done because they started shipping and some people are buying it unpainted, so I want them to know what the best paint is to use. We went ahead and we tried chalk paint with this, and the chalk paint, I didn't like the chalk paint on it. This looks better with acrylic. Now you wouldn't even have to paint this if you went ahead and you used scrapbook paper, because it would definitely cover up the wood underneath, and that would seal it. So you could Mod Podge a pretty plaid, or you know, you can really get creative with this. See, I go back over because anytime you're doing edges, a lot of times it'll kind of like bead up on the other side. So you want to go ahead and you want to pull that down so you don't have this goop of paint there. I'm all about making it easy and simple, especially when you have somebody order a bunch of them and you have a lot to paint at once. So you kind of want to do it, make it easy on yourself. And the marker will do that. But like I said, there's paint markers out there too. One, the tips don't fall back into the base. Now you could, if you wanted, while this was still wet, you could apply your glitter. I actually have a computer stand up here that I actually just put it in so it can dry on its own. All right, let's go ahead and draw our pencil line and do this one. Sorry if I'm covering up your line of vision. I kind of want that up a little higher. A little higher. There we go. Oops, we need our marker, not our white paint. Kind of pressing it against the wood to stay in the line. Okay, just went outside the line. So we are going to, since we can't erase it, we're just going to take a little bit of sandpaper and just color that, make it lighter so it doesn't show. There we go. Kind of using my pinky, resting it against the wood so I can kind of guide my fingers. That's just a regular Sharpie marker, and this is just Apple Barrel. This is a matte finish. On that, I went a little bit lower than I wanted to, so when it dries, I'm going to go back and I'm going to touch it up with the marker. And for anybody that wants to paint it themselves, and if you want the foil, I can go ahead and I can put the foil adhesive on for you and ship it with the foil adhesive, and then you could rub the foil on yourself. Kind of get a feel for it. Okay, there we go. We'll let that dry. Alright, so now we're going to go to this. This is the steering part to the sled. Now, what I use for this is it's by Folk Art. I got this at Hobby Lobby. This is Home Decor Wax. This is the antique. Alright, so how you're seeing it here, you're seeing it after I put, I think, 2 coats of white on it. So, This is really simple. And after you put this on, you're done. You don't have to spray it or anything. So what I'd like to do is I like to dab a little bit on there. All right. This paper towel is semi-damp. All right. So now what we're going to do, we're just going to spread it out. Now, depending on how light or dark you want it, you can add a little more. You can see some of the pieces of paper towel flaking up. When it's done, I just wipe those off. Actually, I could hold it with this, couldn't I? So I don't have to touch it. Now see how some sections are lighter and some are darker? Again, it's all your preference. You use the dry paper towel to leave more of it on, and then the wet paper towel to take some of it off. Trying to get a little darker there. There we go. Then you do the sides the same way that you did the front, and the same way you're going to do the back. It's all in how dark or light you want it. Start on here. There we go. And if this gets a little too dark and you want to lighten it up some more, just pull some more of the damp in there. I try to go in the same direction, not like up and down, up and down. Try to go this way. I want that a little bit darker on the edge. So I'm putting it on the dry. So dry paper towel to make it darker, wet, damp paper towel to drag some of the coloring off. But always check your sides, because sometimes it gets on the back and it's a little bit darker than you want it. There we go. That's the color I wanted. Kind of like a honey color. I will put in the comments the links for all the craft supplies, the paint. There we go. Make sure my sides are good. Oh, we got a top here we got to do. There we go. Now these 2 holes are for the rope, and these 2 holes are where you put your picks, and you would use a zip tie to pull it up and hold it in place. See the back? So really all you need are 2 pieces of pine and a bow, and a bell if you want a bell. And then your skates will get hung from here. You can actually attach them through here, as I show in the video. And look at that with the glittered skates on there. Woohoo! Snazzy, right? All right. And if you'll look in my Etsy store, I have a bunch of new ribbons listed, and more coming today, more being listed. So check it out. This, you don't have to do anything. If you're going to glitter your skates, I would use some Mod Podge with the glitter, and spray it with hairspray when you're done. It keeps the glitter in place. All right. Thank you for joining me.